If you listen carefully, you'll hear all kinds of different languages being spoken on this small street by people who live in Vilnius and by tourists and visitors. In the times of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, in addition to Polish, German and Ruthenian, you could hear another language being spoken. It was known as Yiddish, and it was spoken by a nation without a country, by a people perceived as foreign almost everywhere they lived, despite the fact that they lived in every country in Europe. They were the Jews, and the cities where they once lived still today have neighbourhoods and streets named after them. For over 400 years, the residents of Vilnius have pronounced this street in many different ways. Ulica Żydowska, Jiddische Gas, Judische Straße, Jałryjska Ulica, and Żydų gatvė. Jewish Street opens the gates to the past. It's Friday morning. Everyone is rushing to finish their shopping before the Sabbath. As you search the shops for what you need, you can meet anyone and everyone on the Jewish street. There's Moshe, the antique seller, for example. He and his wife Ita are able to live off the few small coins they earn by reselling old things. Many stop in to see the shoemaker. Even less wealthy Jews have leather shoes. There is also a furrier's shop on the street. The products there aren't expensive, but the craft is a difficult one. Animals, which had so recently been scurrying through the forests around Vilnius, are transformed here into furs for the cold winter months. Aaron Isakovich, the barber, is busy from the early morning on. He not only cuts hair and trims beards, he can also pull out a bad tooth, set a broken arm or leg, and even arrange bloodletting. The city has few doctors and their services are expensive, so most townsfolk seek out the barber for their treatment. Melodies played by Jewish musicians pierce through the noise of the neighborhood. The entire street smells of bagels baked by Aaron Ariovich and his family. In Jewish families, women are the guardians of tradition and firm supporters of their husbands regardless of his profession: baker, artisan, peddler, innkeeper or rabbi. Today, the women have to prepare the Sabbath meal and carefully clean up the house. Children scurry about. Most Jewish families have several, and they all need to be fed, clothed and taught. A child is a gift from God, so his or her upbringing is taken very seriously. All Jewish boys are required to learn religious fundamentals and holy texts at the Heder, which is where they learn how to read and write in Hebrew. Girls are taught at home. Here, Melameds, rabbis and Torah explainers are highly revered and respected figures. Vilnius is known for its wise men. This street is home to the most famous of the city's scholars, Elijah ben Solomon Zalman, known as the Vilna Gaon. Everyone falls silent when they walk near his home to show their respect and avoid disturbing his peace. In the evening, the butchers shutter their shops. They've done well today, selling meat for the Sabbath table. Everyone who'd been praying at the great synagogue and bathed in the mikveh have started leaving for home. After sharing news and rumours with one another, the residents of the Jewish quarter begin to disperse. Everyone has to be home by sunset. Even the sexton of the synagogue, Benjamin Lazarovich, rushes home to his wife, Rivka. She, like all Jewish women in the quarter and around the world, will soon light the Sabbath candle and say a prayer, and then the children and everyone seated around the table will listen to the head of the family say the Kiddush prayer in Hebrew. In hushed silence, Vilnius listens as its Jews, 1/3 of the city's population, celebrate the Sabbath and give their thanks to God. The ancient city walls are steeped in the prayers and family traditions of those who live in Vilnius and in the history of the Jewish people.